but it's annoying for every single melee offlaner anyhow. I do like the way this kind of works out. We're also seeing some pretty strong potential for, say, some Bramble entrapments, just because you're going to be trying to dodge out Starbreaker. Celestial Hammer Slow is going to make it a little bit quirky to walk around a Bramble Maze, so there's some good laning aggression from Gamer Legion already. Let's see what kind of pause ones they're going to allow through here on the side of OG as they do ban out the SF. Gamer Legion are still banning safe laners, though. They don't seem to believe that we're getting the Wind Ranger pause 1. They take care of the Life Stealer, just again, simplifying the lane here for Fade. But I'm trying to think, if you do flex, again, if you flex that Wind Ranger to support, it's still just concerning. Mind you, to be fair as well, Night Stalker and Primal Beast shouldn't be losing lanes that hard. So at the bare minimum, one of these two heroes should be able to connect with your supports. So maybe you can make it work. The laning presence certainly doesn't feel as threatening as it is on Gamer Legion, but again, you've got pretty good magic damage with Power Shot and Storm with a Quiver here. So you could kind of make it work. It's just a little bit more awkward to kind of line that up here for OG.
Yeah. Well, final ban outs now to come. Gamer Legion actually assuming it's not a position 1 Wind Ranger, which, you know, fair enough. OG. SF ban out is there, looking for another position 1.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, what do you go for if it's not going to be the Natsumi Wind Ranger? Like the PL or something? Like, is that where we're going with this?
And you could. PL into Earth Spirit just feels pretty rough with just all the magnetizers flying out. They might be looking for it with a Sven ban out, though. No, like, it's either a PL, another thing that hates playing with the Sven is like Drow, but I do feel like picking Drow into Earth Spirit's also just kind of ugly. So maybe you're thinking about an Illusion Hero here for Natsumi. I don't know, the PL stands out the most. There's Spectre, I guess. That Spectre has felt really good. It's just that your backline jump here, OG, isn't amazing. Go with Alina. So, well, they're keeping it really open. I do feel like I'd rather see the Lina. Okay, it's Alina for Gamer Legion. Win condition for Ghost, pretty stable. I do actually like seeing it. I think it lanes against whatever you'd want to put in the offlane here. Night Stalker or Primal Beast pretty well. Great scaling damage. You can opt for the right-click build here with, you know, RCY taking that tempo on mid anyhow. So you just go for Mjolnir. You could go Hurricane Pike or even Hydra's Breath if you're feeling cheeky, but you likely need Hurricane Pike just to get away from Night Stalker. And again, the lanes are pretty sick. Like, this is a Lina Winter Wyvern lane. There's a lot of reach here. And you're not going to have an easy way to gap close. At least you're going to take a big risk on the Primal Beast if you're going to try to onslaught into two ranged heroes standing from a mile back. So, again, the lane setups from Gamer Legion just look a lot easier to execute on. OG, they have to show which way they're actually going with literally the last 3 picks they have, because they're still trying to go along with this flex with the Wind Ranger 1, perhaps. Even Wind Ranger mid being a possibility, although that's the stranger one. I'll go to PL, so you were right with Sven ban. And that means we are getting the Wind Ranger Mirana support duo. What is Yopaj playing? I mean, it is just a Yopaj Primal Beast mid, so they're not going too crazy. I'm gonna say Gamer Legion's draft is a lot better. Right? Like, you have Winter Wyvern, you don't care if you catch the real PL, you just use Curse on someone nearby to PL and someone's gonna die. You have an Earth Spirit into PL, which is also quite nice. You have Alina who can go Mjolnir, which is fine. Not amazing into Phantom Lancer, but workable enough. I don't know how much value the Natsumi Phantom Lancer can have. Mind you, if you have a good lane somehow, you get like this really ridiculous Manta Orchid Bloodtorn timing. Phantom Lancer can feel highly oppressive. It's just a matter of, again, the lane setups here for OG. They aren't the easiest to execute on. It's pretty passive in the laning phase. And you look at Gamer Legion, I mean, you've got a Dark Willow that just constantly trades with you, a Winter Wyvern that just has Arctic Burn to toss out every single time, a Lina and a Dawnbreaker that just has so much damage in lane. I don't think your side lanes are going to have too much fun here on OG.
It should be an interesting matchup. I'm not 100% sure either. I mean, I just remember that Natsumi, you know, he used to play a really nice PL, and, you know, it is a PL meta right now, so not overly shocked that, they go down this route. I agree the support duo does look pretty weak, John. I'm with you on that. I don't like it at all. You know, Tim's Wind Ranger, Skem Marana, we saw the stats. They weren't exactly very impressive. I mean, the only thing I really feel like I like is this mid Primal Beast of Yopaj, but I just don't think it does enough here in this game. But we'll see. We shall see. This is an elimination series, of course, best of 3. This will be game 1 between Gamer Legion and OG. So backs against the wall for both these sides. Both of us still agreeing that Gamer Legion probably the favorites in this matchup against OG. But I guess only time's going to tell. John, you never really know. Again, both teams need this series win to continue through to the TI playoffs. And, well, here we go. We'll have a quick pause as is standard.
Yeah, the Southeast Asian pause coming true. And we do have, 7 Southeast Asian players here. So pretty standard, you know. It is what it is. Get a little bit of whatever issues they have out of the way. Ghost may be having a mouse issue. You know, it's always the mice, it's always the headphones, it's always whatever else. If we do get the go ahead, so should be able to get into that game relatively soon. And again, I think the pressure is on OG. You know, if you think about just the history of the orgs, all the eyeballs that are on the side of OG as well, looking to, you know, looking to drag this team up.
There you go, John. Well done, John.
Yeah, if it works for them, hopefully. I don't think it's been helping.
Uh-oh. Raven narrowly avoiding a line strike array. Had that landed, he was just dead. Gets away, he's all right. Could have been a disastrous start already for OG, but narrowly making it out.
I mean, that was a pretty big commitment out from Gamer Legion. So now you have LSA level 1 for Ghost, which is not ideal. That's going to hold back on some of his laning presence and trade. You wasted the blood grenade as well, and OG can actually make use of this wraparound. There is a ward watching, but they're not going to break the smoke while they're in vision, so this could still pan out here for OG.
It could. Speed. We'll see them eventually. And he's actually just going to walk his way out for now. They won't try. That'll be all she wrote for OG. Seems like Gamer Legion, they'll head up towards the top side and get the banner runes there instead. Is probably just a 2-for-2 trade anyway, and it is. It's maybe a bit of a chase here from Skem to see if he can find speed on this this Winter Wyvern, but not quite. They are going to stick around for that range creep as per usual. Maybe Skem sticks around here with Tim's and tries for a quick first blood attempt, but it doesn't really seem like it. Though Tim's is going to run into Ghost. There's going to be a bit of chip damage, but that's about it. Skem's leaving the building.
Should just try to start stabilizing these lanes. The top lane's going to be relatively annoying for Natsumi, left alone. They don't manage to time the Starbreaker. Rather interesting to see the Starbreaker level 1 on that top lane as well. As normally, again, you play with Celestial Hammer, you shove out the wave. Maybe they're expecting, again, some aggression. They don't quite have the Bramble to try to set up for Starbreaker anyhow. You are seeing Skem, because he didn't find a kill opportunity. He does get to go for Starstorm level 1. That is a ton of damage out onto Big Numbers. He does have the Shadow element a bit.
Well, they're just man-fighting here. Skem, gonna Fairy Fire up, but you've got a Shadow Realm available to juke out some of that damage. Both will survive, both very low in the HP pool. I actually don't mind the level 1 Starbreaker here on Fate either, because you just force the Doppelganger early on from Natsumi. It's certainly not going to be the easiest kind of game to land these during the laning stage, that's for sure. Bottom lane, of course, Ghost having the wave pulled back quite nicely, having a pretty free time on the laner. Tim's going to be around to try and mess with him a little bit. But so far, so good for the side of Gamer Legion here. Ghost, again, not really contested whatsoever. Meanwhile, neither is Raven, quite frankly. And I suppose for Raven, that's probably the bigger deal. You know, as the Night Stalker, if you can get off to a decent lane, it can be quite detrimental to the other team. And this is a rather aggressive lane from Gamer Legion with the Lena Winter Wyvern, so you do have to play a little bit on the cautious side if you're Raven.
That you do. Speed's actually held back from even just going for Arc of Fern Harassment and trying to go for that onto Tim's anyhow with the level 1 Wind Run. does make it pretty difficult. So you're not getting as much presence out here, it feels like, for Speed. Not really able to zone anyone out. Again, just providing a little bit more room for Raven to actually just play his more passive lane. If you do manage to connect some spells, so there is some good poke, but you know, with triple gauntlets, you don't lose that much HP here on Raven to feel uncomfy. Tim's even getting the room for his own little pull, and Speed just has no answer for the wind run. So overall, you're finding what little you can here on the side of OG. I think the one rough spot for OG has got to be that mid. Right, we've talked about RCY and the Earth Spirit not caring about any of his usual matchups. Certainly doesn't mind Yopaj's melee on melee matchup with Primal Beast either. Like, you see the commitment for trample, you kick them away. The onslaught comes in, you can always just reposition, try to roll out. And Yopaj is tanky, so the kill threat isn't really there, but even then, whenever Yopaj walks too close, RCY is more than willing to just twack him around a little bit. 18-5 up against our Primal Beast at 11-3. Pretty smooth sailing once more for our Filipino bowler here.
It certainly is. RCY is having a great old time, and it has been a bit of pressure. I've been keeping an eye on Yopaj, and just he's not been having the most fun. Like, he missed out on a flag bearer creep earlier as well, trying to get a water rune. Again, just so much pressure with these little plays from RCY. As you can see, RCY just happy to just constantly zone him out. Not easy at all. Certainly the strength of the Primal Beast, it doesn't feel like it's in play at all in this laning phase for him. You kind of need Yopaj to pop off as well to really make sure these side lanes go well. But it seems to be going the other way for now, as we are going to see Tim's making a slight rotation for some water runes, but it is just to ensure Yopaj gets his. RCY is still going to find his own one as well, so no issues here.
No sort of contestations. A lot more emphasis on the side lanes here for both teams. To be fair, they are getting quite a fair bit. Like that top lane where you've got this PL that again had to go for the value point in Doppel. You're not getting a lot in terms of space here. Running up to the creep wave with the threat constantly there on Fade, off this long range poke from Bignum is making it a little bit uncomfy for Natsumi to just try to free farm. A 10 CS deficit in comparison to what you're getting for Fade. 28-9 compared to 18-1. The Dawnbreaker's gotten full control of the lane. Ghost, again, he's running away with the lane now. It was a decent enough start for Raven, but you're not getting any value on this Night Stalker at this moment. Still daytime, level 3's up, you've got at least Evening Feast for when that first nighttime hits in, but there's really nowhere for Raven to be. Tim's is getting a lot of room to stack, but can't really stop much.
He's going to get a courier. Meanwhile, mid lane RCY does finally get jumped with that trample, but it's not quite enough to get a kill. Does at least force out a rotation from Speed, but Speed, he won't mind being here. Gives a cold embrace and will leave the building. As you can see, Raven just completely avoiding the lane now, just going for the creep skip between the tier 2 and tier 3 tower of the Radiant side. Did find a courier for his trouble, but now is going to run into Speed anyway. Speed has been making life very challenging for the Night Stalker, as you kind of expect. Meanwhile, mid, we do see a Magnetize out on Yopaj. TB's incoming, but the Magnetize might actually just do it. And it seems like it will. The last tick will get it done. RCY, he's still alive.
What?
Oh, they can't kill him.
Oh.
Oh, that's so demoralizing. He survives it all. This is why you don't give this guy Earth Spirit.
No, you can't. And the Filipino boulder showing up again to the Filipino idol. It's the difference with the younger blood, right? Like you're seeing. I mean, Yopaj, he's been struggling lane. There were some nice small plays RCY's been doing throughout the laning phase too. Like, Yopaj commits with the onslaught, gets denied from the range creep anyhow. RCY is finding all of these small openings to really widen that gap on mid. Yopaj does have a lot of stacks to fall back to, at the least. Again, Tims has had a lot of room to actually get some stacks going. So with the trample and the pulverize, Yopaj should get a decent enough injection. Speed?
Well, Speed's going to get caught out. Pulverize will be there, and Speed, he's going to have no way out of this. So that's a nice little pickup here against Speed. Speed, assuming there's a ward in the Dire Triangle, but it's actually on the other side, as RCY. He'll find Raven anyway. It's not really the worst trade in the world. RCY is still making it worth it, and he'll find a Shrine of Wisdom for his trouble.
They'll find both. You're not set up here for OG to try to snag the other side either. So a very big win for the side of Gamer Legion early on. I mean, at this point, Raven, he's level 4.5. Same levels, same EXP as Bignum on our Dark Willow. It's been such a rough time. That kill, it's not even a bonus for OG, right? Like, finding that kill on speed, it's a necessity. Like, they need that kind of pick-off. They need to just look for some punishment to come in to get this Night Stalker going. At least the jungle's opened up a little bit more. Yopaj, he does manage to clear out the majority of the stacks. So our Primal Beast, with phase boots up, can start to have a little bit more presence if they want to play around that. Gamer Legion are clumping around RCY, and it's that key timing. Now, level 7, you've got a lot of damage on RCY. You've got Magnetize set to go if you'd want to try to make a play somewhere. A little bit too late to contest stacks, but they are looking to just work some pressure in. They do understand how far ahead they are early on. Get rune control going for RCY as well. OG, you're still again just playing around stacks. Can't really show up against RCY at this point in game. It's just too much damage on this Earth Spirit. At least one benefit for OG, freer side lanes. It doesn't matter for Raven as he's jungling, but Natsumi's getting a little bit more room to breathe on the Phantom Lancer. Power Treads up, Wraith Band up, going for that usual Manta style on our PL. Maybe look for the Axe Rush as well.
At least avoid the initial roll, just narrowly. You can see the fear is instilled as a top lane, a bit of a chase onto Fade. Fade is going to be alright. Looks like there won't really be a dive in from Natsumi. Doesn't even bother trying. RCY again, now popping an Invis Rune, looking down towards the bottom lane. These kind of plays against the Night Stalker, it's just so yucky for Raven. You fall behind a little bit on this hero and it never feels good. You know, you want to play from ahead. That is just not happening right now for Raven. Actually quite far behind on this Night Stalker. There's your earn up now on RCY and they're just going to start pressuring the tier 1 bottom. You see Raven, like, he's just got treads in a soul ring right now. He just hit level 6 as well. So he at least has Dark Ascension to play with finally, but it doesn't really feel like you're going to see the opportunity anytime soon.
No. You're just going to have to surrender these early objectives. Nice free tower coming out for Gamer Legion. I mean, Raven, for his part, considering how far behind he is, getting to snipe a creep wave for free, getting to snag some jungle creeps, you know, keep the summons there to kind of pseudo-block these camps as well. Pretty nice small wins for OG. And at this point, you really have to look for the small wins where you can find them. Another power rune sort of contest. Unlucky for Yopaj. Doesn't quite spawn in his area. RCY gets the regen rune up, so that's basically every single power rune going the way of Gamer Legion at this point. Good side of OG. And this is the one issue with this lineup. Your support duo doesn't do much. You don't really have play. None of your cores are set to go. You're just kind of sitting on your hands, you know, just waiting for farm, dodging out Gamer Legion, and Gamer Legion can just position wherever they want on the map.
But they absolutely can. In fact, they're going to find Tims. Tims will pop the wind run and try to go for a run away, but the roll's going to be there, and eventually RCY will have the control and the damage. It's just very easy for him at the moment in this game 1. 4-0-0 already here on this Earth Spirit. OG, it's just back to the drawing board for them at the moment. There's not really any plays they can make. It feels like you're kind of already putting all your eggs in the Natsumi basket with the way things are going. You know, it's just one of those games where the offlane just doesn't exist at the moment. And Yopaj, he has nobody to play with. And this is another thing with the support duo of OG. Like, you got Wind Ranger Mirana. Who's Yopaj playing with?
No one. That's a good snipe at least.
Bignum? It is. It's still going to be a trade, though. It's a good trade. You know, any trade's a good trade right now for OG, but nothing comes for free.
No. I mean, it's still a pretty big loss for OG because RCY also snipes a couple of stacks as well. He gets the kill. He gets a lot of creeps going for himself. Not the best magnetized, but he does use it to farm at the very least. They've got the room now to just shove up top. And just going back to your point, I think it's not a matter of who connects with Yopaj. It's more that who connects with the supports, because even Yopaj can't really play until the blink's up. So these supports can do something, but there's no port to connect to. They're mass TPing top though.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to try for Fade. And they will pulverize him up, even a Dark Ascension, to ensure they can kill this man. Though Fade's actually pretty tanky. but they'll get him eventually. It takes 3 cores to get it done, but they'll get it done. Meanwhile, mid lane, RCY, he's going to go for a freebie onto Tim's. Certainly a favorable trade this time for OG. It's just the commitment I get concerned about. You know, that's 3 cores committed for that Fade kill. And it almost felt like if Fade had a teammate, they wouldn't have got it.
Yeah, it's just dicey, right? And you also have to commit the Dark Ascension. So Raven's not going to have presence for like 2 whole minutes. Room for RC again.
Skem is going to leap out into the brambles, though. Has one more leap charge, but the Urn's there. He's just going to tick out. In fact, I say Urn, it's a Spirit Vessel up here for RCY. 5-0-2 now on the Earth Spirit. And I realize this is probably a really weird time to ask, John, but considering how well this guy's been playing during TI, do you think, regardless of results, people are going to try poaching him? Because I'll tell you what, I think everyone's noticed how great RCY is this tournament.
Oh, Natsumi. Oh,
and Natsumi's in trouble. Terrorize going to land. There's no chance in hell of getting out. Back to my question, though, Jonathan. I think some big teams might be watching.
Well, Mike, you've got the entire process, the pipeline wrong. See, the pipeline used to be do well in Southeast Asia, get sniped into North America. RCY, he's already in North America, man. He's Filipino-American. He's settled in there.
That's true.
So how can he be poached if he's already in the team that would have poached him anyhow?
I would respect if he just declined every offer and says, no, power of friendship. I'm staying with Speed. You know, we'll sort something out. Don't worry, boys.
Oh.
Speed, speaking of the devil, you're not making my argument look too good here, Speed. Get it together, sir.
This is the timing for OG, though. That's the blink reveal on Yopaj. This is when they can actually start to connect with the 2 supports, with a core that's actually ready to go. Maybe the BKB makes it a little bit more comfy for Yopaj. No clean cancels outside of the Winter's Curse, of course. So you might still be hanging back and waiting a little bit longer, but it does make it easier to look for opportunities for the side of OG to try to equalize this game. Still, Gamer Legion in a very happy position in this game. 8-4, 4K lead at 14.5 minutes in. A pretty sizable lead at this point. It's quite funny to see as well just how relatively inactive Ghost has been. 0-0-0 on Erlina, just free farming down bot, getting some free harass. No contest. A bit of a smoke out from the side of OG. And Yopaj does have that blink. They do want to start to get that ball rolling back their way on OG.
Top lane, they're going to try for Fade. Fade he is by his T1 tower, but he hasn't really got... Oh boy, that's not the blink they wanted. That's not the blink they wanted. That's unfortunate. And now, well, here comes the cavalry. There's a sentry ward placement. RCY is going to say, what's Raven doing here? And unfortunately, there's no real counterplay to that kind of initiation right now. There's no magnetize, but RCY is going to run right into Skem. Onto Yopaj. Now Yopaj, there's just nothing to be done. He'll walk out of there, but, you know, he dies to the Urn. Speed setting up perfectly with the Winter's Curse into the Solar Guardian. Like, you just love to see that.
Yeah.
This Winter's Curse into Solar Guardian, it's not something you think about, but it's perfect.
It is. And it's not very cooldown dependent either on the side of Gamer Legion, at least. Not the longest ones. For OG, I guess some blessings for them. They didn't pop Dark Ascension on Raven, so they could actually look to make another move out, as they will have at least one major spell that's really important for them to actually find these kills. Raven as well, still working towards that blink timing, and having 2 cores that can jump in a little bit smoother. I will say for OG, that was such a forced movement, right? Because it was daytime, Yopaj was walking in the tree line, he was spotted, I believe he got a glimpse out from the tower as it stands as well. And he just completely missed the vision on Fade. And just, again, they don't land a blink. 10-4, 6K lead for Gamer Legion. Ghost, again, is just going to the point where he's not going to be easy to handle. BKB coming up next here for Arlena. And RCY as well. Starting to ramp into that BKB timing of his own. So, double BKB timing set to come out. I do love what Fade is doing here as well. We haven't really talked about his itemization. He's going for Radiance on our Dawnbreaker. And just such an important item up against Illusion Heroes. And that mischance, not something that ever feels comfy. Helps you identify the real Phantom Lancer a little bit easier with the extra damage illusions take. So there's a ton of value for Fate to get that up. It's a little bit slower, granted, considering that he has been pressured a couple of times in some rotations, but still set to come at a decent timing. He's got the gold for it now.
That he does. Skem. Twin gate usage is there. Skem,
Raven.
he's hanging around. He's going to try and go back through with the Moonlight Shadow. Meanwhile, Ghost will just kill Raven. I almost forgot Raven was in the game. I mean, genuinely, we haven't seen anything from him.
Hey, we saw the one Dark Ascension and the triple core lineup to kill top. Kill Fate
Yes,
off.
we did. That's right.
Speed?
We did see that, John. Speed. He's going to make it a little bit hard, but not that hard. Tims will go ahead and take the kill. Happy days for the Wind Ranger. 6k advantage is still standing here for the side of Game Legion. Of course, another hero that I almost forgot about is the Leaner of Ghost. He's been free farming this whole time. Top of the net worth board. No struggles whatsoever for him. And well, he's only a recipe away. In fact, 200 gold away from the full BKB up on this Leaner. So he's also a very happy boy right now. Once that BKB's up, he could think about getting involved with his team. In fact, speaking of, he might get involved right now because Tim's going to get Curse Crown into the Light Strike array. And Ghost will go ahead, not even flinching, just does it with the right clicks. No Laguna necessary.
No. Quite curious about this build on Ghost. We were talking about, again, the double BKB timing for Game Legion kind of ramping up here. And the tier recrafting earlier in the draft for Hydra Spread, he's actually going for the Hydra Spread. Which, in a game against Night Stalker and Primal Beast, feels a bit risky. Maybe he gets enough coverage from this BKB. Pulverize will always be a little bit of a threat onto Ghost. But at the least, with BKB, you don't need to worry about Raven. Not that you're worrying about Raven at any point soon anyhow. At least not until his own Blink BKB, which is still miles away. That's the bottom network core, unfortunately. And Gamer Legion, they're just kind of chilling. I mean, they're finding these kills still. They're finding, OG support's going a little bit too far. Finding punishment for some missed plays on the side of OG, but for the most part, they're just kind of farming up here.
That's a lot of damage. That's so much damage from Speed. So the Arctic Burn, half HP from 3 hits. Fade, not going to give up either. They're going to see him. Skem can do nothing about it. He will die. Just the crippling crossbow with the Arctic Burn. It's just so much damage from Speed.
It's a highly oppressive amount, especially that HP, that health restoration reduction, quite massive. Just cuts off. It's going to be really painful for Raven as well. On the eventuality that he does join in, it will be a little bit rougher for him to feel tanky. You've got your own timings on OG. At least the one BKB for Yo Punch is just a recipe away. But there's RCY's up. I believe Ghost, yeah, he's already got his, just working with the Hydra's Breath. So you could start playing now.
Tim's going to be able to run away with the Wind Run, but the chase does continue. Bignum does just snipe him. His Fade, meanwhile, he's getting chased, but there's just... It just feels like they're not even ambitious for it. Like, they don't want it. Solar Guardian, it gets cancelled off at least. Fade, he might be in trouble. They do find Speed. Can they just get out of there? Roll's not going to connect, but RCY is not leaving Yopaj alone. Roll off the mark again. Yopaj, he's going to be okay. It just seemed like it took them a long time to actually commit for that kill. Onto Speed, that is. And I don't quite blame them, because it could have been an expensive kill to secure.
That it could have. At least, again, if you're OG right now, you take what you can get. Any kill, it's a small victory, considering your position in this game. Still, that commitment does open up Roshan here for the side of Gamer Legion. They do still have that damage flying out from RCY and from Ghost. So, not going to take too long. You don't have Dark Ascension. You don't have a clean path into the pit. You don't have BKB on Yopaj, so we'll just have to surrender this one away. And 21 minute, around 42 second, Roshan, nice and quick for the side of Gamer Legion. Safety net up for Ghost. And you've pretty much got the BKB timing now for Fade as well, flying out. So, does have, actually he's skipping the BKB. All right, he's just going back for the Harpoon fully, which is fair enough as well. I think he's doing a ton of damage, as we've been seeing. Up with the chase down. Yopaj? Okay. Bit frisky.
It's all right. Natsumi has the Ags up now on the PL at least, so you got that the bonus on the Phantom Rush, so the illusions can be a little bit on the annoying side. Is it going to make the big difference? I don't know, but it certainly does something, I'm sure, for OG. So OG desperately needing anything they can get in this game one. We're going to see another smoke from Game Legion heading down towards the bottom lane, and they're going to probably just run right into Scam. Scam does at least clear out the creep wave, but he knows he's dead. RCY, that'll be his 7th kill of the game now. 7-0-5 is his scoreline. It has bought the time though for the BKB to be up on Yopaj, so maybe you look to try and force something out of this BKB timing. And you might have a chance very soon, because it seems as though Game Legion, they're starting to set up at the top lane.
Fade?
Maybe even mid. They'll try on to Fade. Fade, having a bit of difficulty trying to get out of this one, but you're going to have speed moving in with the Winter's Curse. Shackle is not going to land onto Fade, and Yopaj, he's in big trouble. Natsumi basically taking him out as RCY just finished the job. They'll still try for Fade, but they can't do it. Fade, he's going to move back in with the Solar Guardian now. Just juking and jiving. Roll, not going to be on target for Natsumi, but they can see him. Laguna's going to land. Natsumi is down. 2 down for the price of nothing here for Gamer Legion. They couldn't even finish the job on Fade.
No. And I was going to say for Yopaj, even with the BKB, it feels like your target has to be speed. Because you see the difference that makes, right? Like, Fade gets to run away with a sliver of HP, speeds up there, has the Force Staff, forces him away, gets the Cold Embrace when Raven commits as well. So you just don't have damage to kill off Fade. And yeah, Fade spells don't quite connect. You know, the Solar Guardian lands onto nothing, but you waste so many resources to find that one kill. And the saving play is still there, coming out from our Winter Wyvern. And there's just so much damage to reach out onto this PL. It's not the point where PL's like ultra tanky with a heart or the Scotty to pump up stats. The Splinter Blast is actually doing some work here. Really easy to identify the real PL here of Natsumi. Just has to be so cautious when he does want to try to weave in and out. You're not at the point where that PL is like ultra slippery and scary just yet. It's a workable point for the PL, but not the end game for PL. We're still a ways off from that. We're only 25 minutes in. And it's set to get a little bit tougher here for Natsumi. Ghost, full Hydra spread, just about 900 gold away. So he's going to have that percent-based damage to deal with 2 strength heroes.
See why.
And the Night Stalker.
Look at it. Scam. Gets hit with the Boulder Smash. RCY, how deep do you want to go? Not deep. He thought about it. I know he did. But he won't do it. He's got a perfect game going right now on the ES. No need to throw it away. Meanwhile, Yopaj could be getting hunted down a little bit. No. There was a line drawn out towards him, but it doesn't really seem like they're aware he's there. Now they're aware. In fact, they're aware of Natsumi's position. Natsumi being chased down on the PL. Light Strike Array, it's gonna land again. Natsumi. He doesn't get the dodge.
Yeah, nah.
No, this isn't looking good, John. This isn't looking good.
I mean, in the draft, when you said PL,
Yeah, I know, John. I didn't like it either. RCY maybe goes down at least. This will be a big one. And they do get him. They found a very nice target in RCY.
bought a gem out.
He did buy a gem out. Raven, gonna pop the Dark Ascension, looking to try and hunt down Bignum. While RCY is down, they know they finally have an opening to get something done. He'll pop his BKB for this as well. Just so desperate to find a kill here, Raven. And he might get it, but what's it gonna cost him? Well, I don't think it's worth his own life.
Well played.
No?
Yeah,
Not
Bignum,
quite.
he agrees.
Yeah, while all that was happening, I was just watching Speed kind of fight Tim's one-on-one. Tim's couldn't quite clean up, doesn't have any damage anyhow. That was also quite funny to see, just pause 4 versus pause 5 and no one dying. Pretty big wins for OG. You have to hand it over to them. They kill off RCY, they take away the gem just as it's picked up. So now you don't really have that defense up against Moonlight Shadows. It's going to feel a little bit safer for OG to try to play around. They can get a few wards on the map. They can kind of reel back some control in their own jungle. You have to be mildly cautious for RCY when he is quite far forward without his team right next to him. As there are still some TP points here for OG, and the bot tier 2 was certainly the one that kind of stood in his way a little bit more there. OG, this is a nice little swing back, right? Like, they're still 12k behind. Maybe they can play. They've got wards here. They saw speed. Yopaj isn't hiding in that tree line.
No, he's not hiding. That's a lot of damage. I mean, my God. That's so much damage. It's just speed. Do you see that, John?
Oh, Lord.
Half his HP's gone. Just from speed.
Yeah, I don't know what the idea was there from OG. Like, they had a ward. They saw the gate usage. They saw their smoke break with speed on top. It was nighttime. There was a very slight chance they could have still gotten like a blink pulverize in, and they don't commit. They hang around. It's not like anyone else from OG was swinging by, and you just find it freely on the side of Game1 Legion.
Moonlight Shadows popped. I mean, maybe they can think about Fade, and they're going to give it a crack, but the Shackle doesn't even land, and Fade, he's a tanky boy. Maybe Terrorize? No, it's going to land. Natsumi, he can't finish off the job. Raven's going to have to BKB and run. Meanwhile, Natsumi's been caught. Natsumi, he's trying to get away, but Ghost is on the chase, and Natsumi is down. Raven's hiding in the trees. He's all right. At least physically, but maybe not mentally.
No.
Maybe not. It's a game for OG. It's one of those games.
And it is. Yeah, I wanted to say as well, right? Like, if you think about this for RCY, we've talked about him playing against people, you know, he's one of the younger players we have, playing against people he used to watch. Like, now it's people that he used to see go to lands when he didn't, right? Like, back in the DPC era, it was like OB Neon, it was Boom Esports, with these almost the same set of players going to the lands, and RCY was in Div 2. Now here he is, TI, playing up against the people that he might have looked up to at some point, and squarely beating, like, handily beating them. You do not hand RCY to Earth Spirit at this point. I'm surprised. If you don't have first pick on OG, you can't pick it up for Yopaj. You have to ban it out from RCY. There's just no way you allow this to happen.
You know, he's made this game literally impossible, this bloke. You know? He's just made it absolutely impossible for OG. Yopaj. Let's get the blink away. Mid-harpoon. I mean, in fairness, and I know you were saying this in one of the fights, John, you wanted to talk about the PL pick.
Yeah.
The draft, we both kind of agreed, like, the draft didn't look very promising, to say the least. You know, it just did not look that promising.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason I even brought up PL was because it's in meta, and I know Natsumi plays PL and he likes it. But it's certainly not looking like a great game for it.
No, I mean, again, I would have, if Natsumi was on Wind Ranger, at least you could have maybe had a support that could force a play at like 10 minutes in, while you're waiting for Blinks and BKBs, right? Like, because what ended up happening is you waited for both Blink BKB on Yopaj and on Raven, and at that timing, you lost too much of the map space. Smoke does spot, or gets broken by Schem.
They won't have a roll in time. So Schem, at least going to be able to TP out of there just fine. Fade, meanwhile, is chasing down Natsumi now. But Natsumi, he is going to be okay. Natsumi just kind of forced the smoke down all the way to the south to try and secure any kind of camp. But as you can see, Fade is not allowing it. Now the next Roshan of the game also available. It will roar, but whether OG can actually think about getting something done here, I don't think so. I think it's very clear that they're not coming for a fight, but they might try for Fade. Go for the kill that you can get. Into a tier 1 tower, by the way. You know, you could at least get that tower while you're at it. Fade, he's going to show himself. They'll wrap around through the south. They'll make the jump in immediately. And Fade should have no chance of survival. I say that, though he's still alive. And now the TPs are in. Curse is out from speed. Yopaj, he's the one to get caught, and Fade doesn't die. Oh, come on.
The Lincolns, man. Like, Yopaj comes in, tries to pulverize, the Lincolns just stops it, and without the pulverize, this guy has 3.5k HP. How do you kill him? You just don't.
If I was on the team of OG, there'd be 5 broken monitors. I promise you that, John. I would have broken every single one. Every single one.
Oh, I mean, something's gotta happen. This, if they're not breaking monitors on OG, I mean, the spirit seems a bit broken. It just doesn't feel like there's play right now for the side of OG. They're 1 racks down at 32 minutes in. Age is up for Ghost. High ground's gonna begin. What's your game plan, OG? Something has to give.
Bold of you to assume there's a plan right now, John. Doesn't feel like there's much of a plan. I mean, what do you do? What are you meant to do? Like, you can't call GG, but you know you want to. Like, you should, probably, with the way this game's going. Fade's just completely running a train on him now.
Dire's middle barracks.
Props to Fade as well. I mean, you and I, we've been talking about how great RCY's been, but Fade's the other standout, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
On the side of Game Legion. Like, this guy's just come out of nowhere. And he's just been looking absolutely fantastic. In fact, wasn't Fade in Div 2 as well?
Yeah.
For NA back in the day? You and I
All of these players were. All of these players were, Mikey. They swung around. Oh, RC1.
No Posh. Well, that'll be Megas. One last team fight for OG. I wouldn't quite blame them if they just want to call it here. It's been one of those games you might just want to move on to the next. I know it's anticlimactic, but I do not believe they think they have a chance here.
No. I mean, they have the Scotty and Natsumi. He has 3.1k HP, pretty tanky illusions. Not tanky enough yet, but...
Here we go. Smoke up. Natsumi.
Oh.
Trying to run away. RCY's on his tail though, and Natsumi, he's in the middle of nowhere right now. Natsumi, silenced up. He's stunned. He's down. No buyback available. Curse out onto Yopaj as well, locking him down as Raven's just trying to chase down Speed, but Speed's just kiting him out. Hold Embrace committed, he's not gonna die. Yopaj is just getting deleted by these magnets of RCY as the Burger Legion has been placed and the GG has been called. And that's why we thought, you know, Game Legion probably the favorites here, John. I didn't think it was going to be this one-sided, I'll be honest with you. I thought it was going to be a bit... Maybe after draft you could argue it would be, John, right?
I would argue...
Okay, John,
I will be the devil's advocate